Driving for CBR Wood Orchard, number 307, Colton Burns.
Alright guys, so in today's video we're going to be repairing this old go-kart. I picked this thing up for $200. As you can see, it is pretty full of grease, and the motor's blown up, frame is all greasy, tires are old, but we're going to be repairing this thing today. As you can see, the steering column, it has a big crack in it, and the bearings are also very dirty, have dirt in them, but we're going to fix that up. As you can see, the tire is also pretty used up. Starting off, we're going to take off these tires because these are going to need to get sandblasted and tire swapped. So I'm taking off the rear tire here, and now we're going to take off the rest of these tires. Now, as you can see, this column, big crack in it, so we're going to take this off and also take off the tie rods. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking off these useless back bars. I think these were used just to stop the cart when they originally used this at the go-kart track or wherever they had it. So I'm just going to try and take off some of this metal bit and then move on from there. Now we're sandblasting the tie rods because these are going to go in for painting and you want them to be all nice. Now we're putting in the steering column. This is going to need to be sandblasted as well before we paint it, and just to get some of that grease off of it. Next up here, we're going to put in these tires. These are the front tires and the rear tires. Just making sure to get off all that old dirt and grime from the years of the previous owner, and then that'll make it easier to paint as well. Now we're going to paint these rims a nice black color, and that'll really tie off the look. Now I gotta thank my dad for being in this video. He's helping with a lot of the welding. He doesn't like to be on YouTube much.
So Kevin, where did you come up with your ideas for this wood processor that you built?
Watching videos of professionally built wood processors and YouTube videos of homemade wood processors, and I just...
But either way, it's a big help for him to be welding because I can weld, but not that good. So as long as he's helping me, we know that the build will be pretty good. Next up, as you can see, we're taking the bender out and we're going to bend this steering column down as we're adding a new one because of the crack that you saw earlier. Now we're just clamping this on and we're going to tack and weld this nice new steering column that we made. Now we're taking off these old grimy bearings and we're going to replace these with some new ones later on. So first we're going to pull off all the hubs. And now we're gonna get to spray painting the steering column as well as the tie rods. Now that we've done that, me and my dad took the kart out, and then I'm going to spray this with some degreaser just to get rid of all that grime and let it sit for a bit. And next up, I'm going to take out this pressure washer and we're going to make sure it gets all clean so that we can paint it. Now we're going to add a layer of primer. This will just help since the orange paint is a little bit more transparent and make sure that it sticks on there better. Now that we got the primer finished, we're going to move on to painting this thing. I decided to go with a little bit of like a Harley Davidson orange, as that is what the driver wanted. Ethan Rauer is going to be piloting this CBR Pro Kart, as we call it. So he wanted some orange, so we're just going to do that for the paint job. Okay guys, and now I'm painting these pedals, that way they stand out a little bit better and look a little bit more fresh. And now we're making the brackets for the rear bumper. Now we are mocking up the front bumper and getting these pedals all set up. Now I'm adding the steering column in. The black turned out really well, so I'm very pleased with that. And now, as you can see, we're putting on the hubs. These hubs are chrome, which I really like. It kind of makes it look like a Harley Davidson look. And as you can see, we got our new sprocket on the back as well. Now, I'm just adding these tie rods back in here. That way it'll steer, obviously. And the black turned out really nice on these as well. Now we get to add in the tires on. As you can see, the black rims with the chrome hubs look really nice on this thing. Kind of like a Harley Davidson style look, so I really liked that. And now, as you can see, putting on the new front bumper, we painted this black just to match the look, and it looks really nice. Now we're adding the rear bumper on. We also painted this black. And then we got the motor all mounted up. This was a motor I ran on one of my older karts, but we freshened it up and it's ready to go.